Hi everyone and welcome back to another Twin Sight podcast with me, Rachel Anthon, and my twin sister,
Rebecca Anthon.
We hope you are all well.
Yes, we do.
A little bit like Little Shop of Horrors. If you know, you know. On Skid Road.
Skid Row.
Oh yeah.
Not Skid Road. Today's episode of the podcast, we will be talking about the good, the bad, the ugly jobs we've had, our experiences, because I've had quite a few. You've had a few as well. But first we'll talk about our week. Hope you've all had a lovely week, whatever you've been up to. How's your week been, Rach? Have you had a good week so far?
My week's been good.
Accent, then?
I know. My week has been good. The week when it was the Lionesses week, I was really not well. I had really bad pain in my back, and I was like, why? I must have pulled muscle in my back, and I kept saying to Rebecca, like, oh, like, it doesn't feel like period pain. It won't be period pain. Turned out Mother Nature took its course and attacked me big time. And I wasn't well. But you know, as women, we have to power on through, and I got through the week. But last week I had a really good week. I was hungover on Monday, typical, because we were celebrating the Lioness victory. Well done, ladies. And Monday night I went out with my best friend Lydia
And drank again. Disgraceful.
I know.
Really disgraceful. But you had a good time nevertheless. She got roped into playing bingo. Did she win anything? No.
I could have won a bottle of wine.
She was there for a good time, and that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Did anyone buy you a drink?
No,
other than your friend.
Yeah.
No, did they?
No, other than my friend. Sorry, that's what I was
sad.
saying. I know.
You didn't flirt them.
There was no one there to flirt with.
You said there was a lot of people.
Yeah, I know, but no one like attractive.
What a shame. Missed opportunity.
And then I've had a driving lesson today, and that was shit.
I think I'm gonna sneeze.
Achoo. Anticlimax.
I feel it coming. It's fine. Let's continue. Sorry.
Yeah, my driving lesson was just awful. Like, I nearly had a breakdown in the car.
She was fuming when she came in.
I was
really fuming about it.
Yeah, I was, just because I just felt really like
you just had one of them lessons that weren't good.
One of them lessons.
Yeah, it happens to us all. Happens to the best of us.
She thinks I'm distracted by something.
Did she? Is that what she said?
Yeah. She thinks I'm in love.
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
In love?
Yeah.
Did you mention about being in love with anybody?
But yeah, so I think I'm just like really tired.
Fair enough.
I didn't feel tired though, but I don't know. I don't feel as much energy as I have in a while. I've been struggling with energy. But other than that, I'm okay now. I had a Squares bar. Live, laugh, love.
What flavour did you have?
I had the chocolate one.
Yeah, nice.
Do they do chocolate orange?
I think they might.
I've got a thing for chocolate orange, haven't I?
Yeah, she does. Have you seen that Ben & Jerry's as well have brought out, or they're bringing out in the UK, the chocolate orange chunk?
I bet that's
Ben & Jerry's. That's going to be really nice.
So good.
We love chocolate orange if you can't tell. If it wasn't obvious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Love a bit of chocolate orange, don't we?
Yeah.
Nothing I love more in winter than a chocolate orange and a cup of tea. Ooh.
Oh,
that's iconic.
Yeah. When you're watching, you're watching like.
See the Strictly.
Strictly, yeah.
Strictly. What's the other
Celebrity.
One? Get me out of here. Yeah. It's good. It's good stuff, isn't it?
It's really good.
Really good. My week. I've had a good week so far. I saw my friend and her little girl, well, a family, on Friday night. That was really nice. We went somewhere for a drink after I'd finished work. Had a couple of porn star martinis. I had 3. But they were lovely, nevertheless, because a couple means 2, doesn't it? So I had a few porn stars, not a couple of porn stars. But anyway, I digress. They were really nice. We should go to that place where we went to.
Yeah, I'm happy to
Really
try
nice.
it out.
Yeah, the staff are really nice as well. Never been before. Never been. And it's only about 5-minute, 10-minute walk actually from work. But yeah, would go again. Called Formby's in Hindley. Have you ever heard of it? But yeah, I've had a really good weekend so far. Been productive. I've tidied my room.
Yeah.
Cleared quite a bit of stuff out, haven't I?
Yeah.
Which is good. About 2 big bags full of stuff that were just there for the sake of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, been productive. Had a driving lesson before Rachel. That went well for me. Sorry to rip salt into it,
No,
but it went.
It is fine, you know.
I
these things
learned
happen.
how to. I learned. Sorry. I learned how to follow the GPS, and in my opinion, I think I did really well, and hopefully she thought I did well as well. So, yeah, we're getting there slowly but surely. It's not a race. It's not a race. It's a journey. I don't know if that's a saying, but that's how that's the wiseness I'm giving. It's not a race. It's a journey. So if you ever want to remember me.
Where are you going, love? Where are you going?
If you want to remember me by someday, remember that it's not a race, it's a journey. What's the plan this week then? What have we got planned?
Well, I've made paella for tea.
She's made paella for tea. We're excited for that. Tuesday. What is the big day on the 5th? Oh God, please tell me you know what date it is. What? Well, it's actually 2 years since we lost our Gramps. Now, she wasn't very close with him. I was. You weren't close with him though, were you?
No, I'm actually glad that you were. This is a good bit of honesty for the. Yeah, it's true. I wasn't.
I was. So I'm gonna find Tuesday difficult actually.
Yeah.
Really difficult, but
You've got me. Haven't you?
yes, I've got you.
I think it's good as well that you're in work.
A distraction.
Yeah.
I won't want to come into work on Tuesday. I'll probably just want to stay in bed and have a cry, but probably cry most of the day, to be honest. Just keep going to the toilet and having a cry.
It's good to show your emotions.
Yeah, but yeah, 2 years. 2 years ago on Tuesday, we would have lost our Gramps. And it feels like a long time. It feels like a long time since we've lost him. Like, it feels ages ago since I'd last seen him, and it is really, because it's 2 years.
Yeah.
And even though we saw, was it about a week? How many days was it?
It wasn't a
Was
week.
it a few days?
It was
before
a few
he died.
days. I think it was the
It was about the Wednesday or the Thursday, I
night,
think, wasn't
and
it?
he died on the Saturday.
Yeah. And when I found out he passed away, when I was in work, my dad rang me, and yeah, I kind of knew it was going to happen that day. I think you kind of get a feel. I think I just had a feeling that it was going to be that day, and I'm glad the lady I was working with, who is my really good friend, Denise. I'm glad it was her I was working with that day.
I said this.
Because I think otherwise I would have just have gone home, and even though it was like towards the end of the day, and I couldn't really go home, sort of thing. And there was Evie was really nice as well, wasn't she?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not laughing about someone who's dying.
Honestly,
It's the bit after when Charlotte's dog.
So I'm here getting really emotional and my voice going, and she's sitting here laughing.
Not at someone who's died. I'm laughing at the fact that about you, the bit of Charlotte's dog.
Right, okay. We may as well tell you the story of what happened. Do you want to tell her?
Oh, what's that?
No, it's fine. Clear. My older sister had adopted Storm, who's a pug. She's a black pug, and she was picking me up from work, because you and her were getting a takeaway, weren't we, and having a film night just because
we
were sad and everything, and I didn't know she was in the back, so I had my bag and I was ranting on about something, and I was like, oh, I'm really sorry, like, as you are, you're in your own head a little bit, and especially when you've just like lost somebody, and I had my bag and swung it and nearly killed the dog.
Yeah, but I had the dog.
But you had hold of her.
Yeah.
So if anything, if I was to have done that, it would have been your fault because you were holding her and looking after her. But I didn't, and it was a complete accident, and she wasn't hurt, was she?
No.
Did I hurt her? No. Did I hit her at all?
No.
I just nearly did.
No, I would have let you. I wouldn't have let you.
Because I love dogs, and I would never injure a dog.
No.
Anyway.
No. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about good, the bad, the ugly in terms of jobs we've had.
Yes. So, do you want to go first?
Yeah.
Go on.
So I worked in a cafe in Leigh on Railway Road.
Oh, yes, you did?
I'm not going to... I don't think I should say the name, should I?
Yeah, you should.
Railway Cafe. When I was... I wasn't 16. I think I was probably 18 because it was just before I started at Leigh College.
Yeah.
And it was really, really like horrible. Hated it because it was one of the cafes where you have to be a barista and you have to do the coffee and the...
Well, you didn't really have any training for it.
I didn't have any proper training.
She didn't. You burnt your hand. Did you burn your hand or your finger?
My fingers. That's how I lost my job. So...
What do you mean you lost your job because you burnt your fingers?
Yeah.
Why?
Honestly, that's why I lost my job. Because he didn't show me the health and safety, and I think he was worried I was going to report him. So he said, oh, he used the excuse I would be too stressed with my college course. You can come in maybe once a month. So I came, so the day after, it wasn't like the day after, I don't think. But, so I burnt my 2 fingers. I think it was on this hand. I think it was these 2. There's no scar, but
no. On
a teapot, and the water was coming out of the teapot. The lid was on properly, but the water was, because there was too much water at the top, the water was spewing out. And Rebecca and my mum were upstairs, and the teapot was for mum.
Oh, was it for mum?
It was for mum, yeah. Oh. And mum was talking to me, and I was like, Mum, I can't. And I was trying not to swear, because if you've ever been burnt by hot boiling water from an urn, then you will know the pain. Like, I don't even know how I just didn't drop the tray. I just thought
I'd have dropped it.
I need to be professional here. And the worst...
Forget the professionalism, you burnt yourself.
The reason why it was so bad was because we were so busy, I couldn't run under a coal tap, which is what you're supposed to do with burns. They started to blister, and it was absolutely agonising. The only thing that would stop the pain was Sudocrem, and because they had blisters. Anyway, I came into one of my first lessons, my English lesson. I don't know what was up with the teacher, but she said, why have you got these she just picked on me for no reason. She went, why have you got 2 plasters on your finger? And I was just like, well, I had an injury at my job,
burnt my fingers.
But I could write though, so I don't know what her issue was. I could write fine, even though it didn't affect this, it was affecting these. So I don't understand what her issue was. Anyway, so I came back into work, and he was like, why have you got plaster on your fingers? Because there was no way I could have had the blue plasters on because of how big the burn was.
Mm.
And I said, oh, I burnt my hand. He went, where? He said, it wasn't here, was it? I said, yeah. And you should have, it was like as if like the colour drained from that man's face. And but it wasn't my fault, you know. He should have taught me health and safety, and he didn't. And as well with now in cafes, you're supposed to do a food and hygiene course, which I never did. So that's on him. Yeah. And then so then when he basically was saying that I didn't have a job anymore, the man had the nerve to say, oh, would you work an hour because my wife has to go home? Now I was like stupid, and I said, yeah, okay. But I was worried about my reaction from my mum, my dad, and Rebecca, from my older sister and my stepmom, because I was like, if I just walk out, I don't want to like make them, I don't want to upset them or like let them down. Anyway, I worked the hour, and they knew what this man was like with me, and I rang them. I remember walking over Lee Bridge, and I was on the phone, and I think you and Charlotte were definitely on the phone, and Mum was, and I was just saying how this, and Charlotte was like, you should have walked out, why didn't you walk out? And I was like, because I didn't want to let you down. And I know I wouldn't have let them down, but you know when you just, you've got the overthinking feeling. Anyway, safe to say, I never got a message to work there again. And I think actually the company's gone crap, but there you go. I feel like I had a good lucky escape there. But I mean, it was good experience, and it was a good like extra bit of pocket money that summer. But yeah, that's it for my first one.
Okay, so one of my first jobs, actually no, this was my first job, my first paid job. So I worked at 2 hairdressers, not at the same time, but the first hairdressers I worked at was called Cloud9, and the manager was awful. Awful. I was only 16? I was 16. Yeah, I was 16.
It was when you started doing hairdressing.
I just started doing hairdressing, and
you just wanted
I just wanted a Saturday job, really, and a bit of experience. I think it was like I had to with college. She was just awful. And I mean, to the point where I would go upstairs and clean just to get out of the way, because I was, unfortunately, I'm admitting it, I was scared of her. She was called Deborah Thomas, I think, and I think her son worked there. He was called Josh, and I think probably one of the worst people I've worked for. Now, I've worked at Lidl, and I think that them 2 jobs were on par of each other, but that's for a bit later in the episode. She was like, so what can you do then hair-wise?
Well, obviously and not a lot if you're training.
No, bearing in mind I've just started doing hairdressing. I was like, well, I've been learning how to wash hair. At the time I was very, obviously I wasn't very confident at the time, very sensitive as well, with it being my first job. I was like, I can wash hair, I can plait, like I was like that, really nervous all the time. I know. And yeah, when she ended up getting rid of me, I wasn't working every Saturday. I think I worked every other Saturday, but I was nervous every time like I was asked to do a shift, because I was scared. They made me feel uncomfortable, and my anxiety was so bad, and to the point where when she said that basically she was letting me go, I ended up having a panic attack in the staff room, and I was really shaking, and I got really worked up. I remember it clearly. Got really shaky, was told to go and sit in the staff room, and I was shaking so much, and she was like, oh, well, I'll get Beth, was a girl, she was actually really nice. And there was another girl called Megan. She was lovely as well. She was a similar age to me. I think she was a year below me. Again, lovely girl, but treated her horribly as well. We were both treated really badly, actually. And yeah, I would just remember like full on like shaking, and obviously like crying just because I was like so anxious and I was like hyperventilating in this like back room. But I got out of there, but it was that job really sticks by me because like every time I would drive past there, it always like there was always like that in your stomach, do you know what I mean? And it does affect you. It does affect you, and it affects you for other jobs, and it affects me a lot throughout the rest of my hairdressing journey. And due to that, I worked in another salon, and I just couldn't get my confidence because I'd been so traumatized and I'd been so like, I'd struggled so much with my anxiety, that I ended up just quitting hairdressing, didn't I, in the end, because I just couldn't do it, because in my head I was just like, I'm never going to be good enough for this, I'm never going to be good enough, I can't do this. Like, if any little thing go wrong, I would end up crying because in my head I wasn't good enough, like, I'm not good enough. So yeah, unfortunately I got rid of hairdressing, but yeah, that was my first job. When I say it was all part of the experience, yeah, it probably was. And I've actually seen that hairdresser, Deborah and Josh, since at Wigan Little Theatre, because her youngest son, Morgan, was in The Railway Children at Wigan Little Theatre.
Oh, wow.
And on one of the nights, I think it was the last night, me and my older sister went, and she was there, and I said, that lady over there, which I won't even call her a lady, that woman over there, the one with the pink lipstick, because she always had pink lipstick and she was always like, do you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, she was my first manager at the hairdressers I used to work at, Cloud9, and she was horrible.
From that, do not have a business if you can't treat your staff nicely.
I know.
Like, seriously.
Or if you can't have patience, especially with like with like younger people who are like 15, 16, because you've got to expect they're going to make mistakes. You're going to expect they're going to be nervous. You've got to expect this. You've got to expect that. Like, you know, they're not all of us are going to be time wasters, and not all of us are going to like not show up. Like, we showed up. No matter how badly we were treated, we showed up and we tried really hard and we tried our best. So yeah, just remember that, any employers out there.
Yeah.
Go on. I'm sorry if I'm really gassy as well. It's this.
Right. So this wasn't really, well, it's not even really, it wasn't paid work. In a charity shop. I think after I left the cafe in Tilsley called New to You, and I really enjoyed it, and I did a few coursework there to do with customer service, I think maybe money handling. I did training about dementia, like Alzheimer's, vascular dementia.
That's good.
What else was
Did you pay for it then?
Yeah, it was paid by City and Girls.
Oh, was it?
I think, yeah. I did other coursework as well, but I can't really remember all I did in terms of coursework. But I loved it there.
You was there? How long were you there for?
4 years, I think.
That's a long time.
Until I was 21. And yeah, I loved Alison, the manager. She's just lovely. And
have you spoken with her much since?
A little bit on and off.
Right, okay.
She was a really nice lady, and I worked with some lovely people as well.
Is it still going?
Still going.
Is
yeah,
it?
I drove past it today on my driving lesson.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I've not bobbed in about probably like 2 years now. Because you get so busy with life and work, and I mean, if you know, if you know, money wasn't a problem, I would have stayed there. But you know, you've got to come to a time where I wasn't finding paid work, and it was quite stressful, and I needed a paid job. so I worked there as well alongside. I worked at Chapter One Tea Rooms in Hinley, and it still is attached to the Hinley Library on First Avenue.
Yeah.
If anybody knows where that is.
Yeah. I did a bit of volunteering there as well.
You did?
I don't know how long I did there actually.
Maybe a year?
Might have been.
Or a bit over a year?
I found a picture of me and Sophie today.
Did
it was in
you?
my drawers, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you started there first because you were doing and then we weren't working out at the same time.
No, I did the the chocolate orange, the charity that they did.
Yeah.
With Callum.
Yeah. And then I met some lovely people there as well. There were some lovely people there. I absolutely adored Danny. He was like one of the managers, and he was just like I don't know, he was like an uncle or something. He was just really...
He was very miserable when I was there. Always in a bad mood, yeah. But anyway, you had a different experience. It wasn't nasty to me, but he as such at all, really. He was just very miserable.
Right.
But I mean, each to their own.
Yeah.
Probably annoyed him.
I mean, what's weird is because it's weird how we have different experiences with people.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not saying my experience with him was bad.
No.
He was just miserable.
But I mean,
which is fair enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's his personality.
Yeah.
That was my impression of his personality, is that he is a miserable person, but you didn't get that from him.
No. He I mean, he was always... I always remember this time when I was working there, and it was during Christmas time, and our dad had a heart attack and had a massive panic attack. Well, I think kind of like a panic attack. That I was eating my lunch, and I was like, and we thought our dad was having a heart attack, but we weren't 100% sure until it was like confirmed, were we?
Mm.
And then and then I just properly I got really upset, of course, because you worry, don't you? It's your parent at the end of the day. And he was working down the road, and he just drove back, properly looked after me. Honestly, I just don't know how to explain it. It was just so lovely. And
who was you working with there at the time?
It was Elaine Naringa.
Oh yeah.
That day Claire was there.
Right.
And then he then I can't even remember who brought me and took me into one of the work rooms. I honestly can't remember how I even got there, to be honest. I think it was Danny. Oh no, Danny, it was Elaine, I think, on the ring, and then Danny came in, and I just cried even more. And yeah, honestly, amazing man that day. So I have a lot of love for Danny. He was just dead lovely, and pretty much all the staff were, really.
Yeah.
And then during COVID, when I was in 2020, it got turned into a food bank. So I was...
What happened to the charity shop during COVID? Did they just shut?
I think it did. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't... Oh yeah, sorry, after that. And then I left the charity shop because I started working.
We mentioned that Dad had a heart attack. He was fine.
Oh, he's fine. Yeah.
He's
fine.
My
gosh, yeah, Dad's fine.
After he recovered, he's
fine.
I've been fine
Sorry,
ever since. Really.
I don't know why I didn't say
just
that.
just to let you all know.
Sorry, Dad. And then I was volunteering. I was meant to get paid work at a place in Skulls, Sunshine House. Anyway, it was fine in the end why I didn't get paid work, because COVID hit, and then I spent all my weeks and days at the food bank, where what the cafe Chapter One turned into. And it was really, really, it's so tough that, because you're, you know, everyone's in PPE.
Yeah.
But it was good because we were making food parcels, and we had delivery drivers delivering to people's houses who were vulnerable. And, you know, you feel like through hard times, you're doing something good. And, you know, that's how I want my life to be. Even though if the world's going bad, you do something good to make the world a better place. So I love doing the food bank. And then I didn't really properly leave, but I then and then that's how. Sorry, I've gone on more.
No, it's fine.
Jobs.
It's fine. Who's now running the tea rooms?
I actually don't know. I'm not in touch with anyone.
No, I'm not.
So I don't know.
I'm not even in touch with Sophie. Because
No.
what happened was, well, no, we didn't have an argument or anything like that. My Instagram got hacked, and then I tried to find her and then couldn't find her. So then I was like, oh, well.
Oh, she came off.
See?
She might have actually
come off. But now I've got Facebook, and I've not searched her on Facebook. But then
I think she got
Anyway.
married, did she?
she had a baby. Maybe she's had 2 now. Who knows?
She might have.
She might have done. But I like Sophie. I got along with Sophie really well, didn't I?
Yeah, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't really know her, so I didn't really.
No, you never knew Sophie, but me and Olivia worked with her, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah, I worked with Hannah. I loved Hannah. She was like, because we were the same age, you know, we were like really close.
Yeah.
And lovely girl.
Nice.
Go on. You then say yours, and then I'll say.
Yeah. So as I mentioned just briefly there, I did some charity work there as well when I was in college, and then I did 2 jobs. So I was working in Manchester city centre in the Arndale at the perfume shop as a Christmas temp, and then I was working in Liverpool city centre at Primark as a Christmas temp. And yeah, I don't know how I did it, but I would work, some weeks I would work like 12 days, I was going to say 12 weeks straight, 12 days straight without a break. My hours really fluctuated, really. It just depends, really. I could have done 4 hours one day and then so many hours another day, and then it just depended, really. But I did enjoy them 2 jobs. I'm glad that they were only short term, like for 4 or 5 months, because I don't know, I just didn't see myself doing longer than that. But the people I worked with were really nice, especially at the perfume shop. I was really looked after there, and yeah, it was an interesting experience. Would never work at Primark again.
Well,
Would never work at Primark again, because been there, done that, and everyone just treats it like trash. But yeah, and then after that, I got a job at Wilko's, and I loved Wilko's. I loved working at Wilko's.
Oh,
I was gutted to have left. Have left Wilko's, actually.
Look really good.
It what?
It looks so good, that job.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. But I've not even got any pictures of myself from Wilko's.
Oh.
I know, shame. Half of us staff were all a similar age, and then the other half were like an older generation. Is that fair to say?
I think so.
So it was really nice, like, combination, really. But yeah, I had to leave there because they cut our hours. And do you remember?
Yeah.
So I was working, I had a 20-hour contract, I can't remember. It was a good few years ago now. And it got moved to like 4 hours a week, and I was like, I just can't. I just said, look, I'm leaving because of the hour situation, and they knew that, and I knew it kind of wasn't their fault. It is what it is. But I made some lovely friends, met some lovely people. One of my oldest friends, Lauren, I met there. And I'll always remember the time. It was wild because I was there from like November to April, but in that time we moved to a bigger location, to a bigger store, and set all of that up, which was a really like weird situation, but like it was nice to kind of work in a supermarket when it's not open. It was a really like interesting thing.
I'd love that.
Yeah, it was interesting, really interesting. And then the opening day was really nice as well, because like I think it was like the first 100 customers got a gift bag and things like that. And yeah, I remember the customers actually being quite nice, really. There wasn't any that weren't very nice. I think there was actually one guy who worked across the road, and he'd come in all the time for his lottery tickets, and he ended up being a bit of a creep and said a few things to one of the girls that was younger than me. So other than that,
yuck.
Everyone was all right from what I remember. But yeah.
And you've worked at Bow?
I worked at Bow Avenue in the Trafford Centre, and I did that up until COVID. Again, I got along with everybody there, really, to be honest. There was a few girls who were a bit cocky and a bit full of themselves and all that, but other than that, I think I had a good experience there.
Yeah.
And then then COVID hit. Thought I was going to get made redundant, so left, which leads me on to Lidl, but I'll let you carry on first before I go on to that.
And then I started, well, I was on Universal Credit, and my coach was like, oh, there's a pharmacy dispensing course, would you want to do it? It's part of the Kickstarter scheme. I was like, yeah, like with my other work coach, there was like, she wouldn't really find me any opportunities.
Yeah.
I was actively looking, and I was just like, yeah. I thought, and as well, not a lot of people probably might not know, but our dad was a pharmacist, so I thought,
yeah, I was.
Well,
I was just checking it was still recording then.
Well, what job's better than being a dispenser? So yeah, I did the course at Holloway Chemists, where I used to work, and I did really struggle doing the course because I'm not academically clever. So like I struggled in school. I've always struggled academically.
Yeah, we're the least probably two of the least academic people, but in the family. But
you know what? I feel like
we're the funniest. So take it how you will with that.
But I feel like with age, I feel like we've got a bit. I feel like I'm a bit better.
I think you're cleverer than me.
I don't know. I think we're both clever in our own way.
Well, yeah.
But and I worked at Hollywood for 4 years, and I worked with my best friend Lydia, and honestly, times there, like, honestly, we're like sisters, like, we're just so similar. People used to say, oh, you sound so alike on the phone, but I think it's because we're from the same area, as well. And
how weird is it? Go on. How weird is it that Lydia and Rachel, well, we went to the same primary school.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't really know her in primary school, though, did we?
No.
Like, we knew her, but not like as friends, if you know what I mean.
And I think we did cheerleading, and I didn't realise she did. I'm sure she said this to me.
Cheerleading?
I'm sure.
Oh, sorry, Lydia.
So, yeah, me and Rebecca used to do cheerleading, and you know what? I would have carried on with it.
And what did you do?
I dropped you.
And when was that?
On our birthday.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not kind, am I?
No.
But yeah.
That's when I knew it wasn't for me.
I would have done it, but then because when you're doing what's that lift called? And you know when you throw some up in the head, you can break so many noses. I just thought it's so dangerous. But maybe we would have been athletic. If
We enjoyed
played
it that much. We used to actually do the sports days, didn't we? At school,
Yeah,
where
we
you
did.
go,
Starting off doing our cheerleading, and
Well, it wasn't like that. We
Have
had a
we
bit more
been
room than that.
twice or once? We went to DW in Wigan,
Did we?
and we used to compete.
Did we compete?
Yeah, I think
I
we
don't
did it
even
twice.
remember competing. Oh, I think we did. Did we?
Oh, what? We've either done it
can't
once or
remember.
twice. Yeah, with primary schools in
Come
the
on,
local
girls, give
area.
us a scream.
Woo! Oh, do you remember that singing thing we did at school?
Yes,
And
that was odd.
That was odd.
We had sang some really odd songs.
We did,
What
and
was-
we then we got asked to sing a solo. I don't know if you did it.
No.
All right, we had to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Now I don't know why our primary school teacher thought that was a good idea,
I know.
because I don't sound great at all solo.
No,
So
she doesn't.
I mean, thanks for believing in us.
I actually thought I had a high chance as well, so I was a bit fuming when I didn't get it. But
Yeah. There was that surfing on the internet. Oh my gosh!
What was?
Lightness.
Did we sing that? No, the poison and
The
the ivy when they are both too grown, and all the cheese and da 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 da. The rising of the sun and the running of the day, and something about the merry old daisy singing in the choir.
Yeah, and do you know what other song we sang? And I think this
Danny
is
Boy.
why there was Danny Boy, but and I think this is why we both really love this song.
Yeah.
We sang Viva La Diva.
Oh, I love it. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Me, my mirror and sword and shield, and missionaries in the
Thanks, Chris
fire and the
Martin.
field. For some reason I can't explain.
But should we do? You know, at the Coldplay concert, if you know, you know.
Do you remember on the wheel? Angels. If you know what that is, if you see Malcolm,
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
No, not Malcolm. Michael McIntyre.
Michael McIntyre's The Wheel. Who
Sam.
was that guy?
A comedian.
I don't know. Oh,
Was he Australian? I don't know.
Don't
It was
know.
hilarious.
Never
though.
seen him in my life, but they were
Sam he was
doing.
called, and I followed him because I thought it was absolutely bonkers, and I loved him.
Was it the money spin around? And
Yeah.
they were saying what is name a what song was it? It wasn't even Robbie Williams.
It was something.
Was it Take That?
It was Taylor.
Name a Take That song.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And he went Angels,
Angels, and then
Angels.
there was one with Big Nasty, and it said, was it name a green fruit? Orange.
Prue Dog.
Prue Dog.
Prue
And then
Prue Dog.
and then Ellie Simmons.
Oh,
Ellie Simmons.
Where
We
she was
bloody
like-
love Ellie Simmons.
Where-
She on the money spun around, it was Tom Hanks film and but it couldn't be animation. And she said, Toy Story, oh no, that's an animation. Toy Story, oh no, that's an animation. We laugh at it because the reason why we laugh at it is because it was so funny in a Birmingham accent and the answer was wrong. It was so funny. Honestly, if you've seen that
She's
episode,
protecting her at all costs. She's hilarious.
fantastic.
I love you,
Absolutely
Ellie
fantastic. We just love her. Yeah. So I was going back to Hollywood Chemist.
Oh yeah.
Um,
How do we even get onto that?
we're on about Lydia. So
I blame Lydia for letting us digress in that bit.
yeah. But yeah, I've met some lovely locum pharmacists that I've stayed in touch with. Obviously, Lydia's my best friend, and yeah, I got made redundant there in November, as I've said in previous videos. But yeah, and now I work at another pharmacy, and I'm loving it. I'm working with some amazing, beautiful people who I would class as friends, and yeah, I just feel it was a long 9 months of being unemployed, and then I work 5 days now, and I feel like if I weren't, because I wasn't working 5 days, I was so bored. But I'm glad I worked 5 days because I love the whole like working and thriving and stuff. I don't know how to explain
being
it.
in a routine.
Being in a routine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all my jobs. If you want to talk about any more of yours.
Yes. So I worked at Lidl. Yeah. I worked at Lidl from October 21 till June 22, and hands down the worst job I've ever had. It was mail management. Where do I begin? Mail management, and they used to say that I need to join the gym because I wasn't strong enough, because I couldn't lift the bread up at a certain height. I wasn't strong enough because they were on pallets.
Which, if you ever, if anyone talks about someone's physique and says strength and says you need to join a gym, well, you go down to the bottom of my list of what I think of you, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You should never talk about someone like that.
No. And I was using a pallet. I couldn't use a pallet truck the whole time I was there. The whole 8 or 9 months I was there, I couldn't use a pallet truck. And it was just awful. Like, my mental health suffered so badly because of it.
You were so withdrawn when...
Yeah, I think I was just physically and mentally drained the whole time I was there.
Yeah.
I lost loads of weight.
You did.
I was really poorly.
Yeah.
Really, really poorly. And my mum and dad kept going, you need to just leave this job. You need to leave this job. And I was like, no, because I need to work. I need to have money. They were like, you need to leave this job if you are poorly. And
I said that. I was like, leave the job. I think I was even at the point towards the end, even finding new jobs, wasn't I?
Yeah.
And then
I was I cried every single day. Every single shift I would cry.
She was so nervous before going.
Was so nervous. Would get myself worked up every single time. Would cry every single time.
You'd have to start work most days at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And I was always put on bakery, and I hated it. And 9 times out of 10 I'd either burn it by accident. I couldn't work out the numbers and stuff because I was like, I don't know, I just couldn't work it out.
What was the numbers? Is that the food?
Yeah, so sometimes it would say, like, I don't know, for instance, it would be like 7 lots of 12 of this, and then 5 lots of 10 of this, and there'd just be like over 10 items of food, and I had to do it in like 2 hours, as well as get the bread out at the same time. And I couldn't do it. I physically just couldn't do it. I was left on my own to do it, and I couldn't do it. 9 times out of 10 someone would help me do it, because I just couldn't do it. I was then put on the till for 8 hours a day after that, or 6 hours a day. And I hated it, because I knew I was being treated differently. And the amount of times I would say, I want to learn how to be quicker on the shop floor. I want to learn how to do stock. And I did little bits of stock here and there, but the majority of the time they would just put me on the till because I was good at it, and because I was good at people, which, okay, is a compliment, but it was really, really affecting me, just like staring at a screen all the time and everything like that.
Yeah.
It really got me down. It really got me down, and it got me, and I was, like I said, I was poorly to the point where I don't think I've never actually admitted this on here, have I?
I don't think so.
I've talked about it a little bit on my Instagram.
Yeah.
I think I've taken a picture and posted it once.
Yeah.
But I was actually put on antidepressants, which I'm still on. I was put on sertraline, and it took me a lot to go to the doctors and just to kind of get some help, because I was mentally destroyed. Is all I can describe it as. Mentally destroyed. I told this covering manager that we had that I was really struggling with my anxiety, and he laughed in my face. And then it was kind of, then I was like, yeah, no one here respects me. No one here respects me. Everyone just sees me as this number.
Yeah.
And I don't actually know how I didn't end up in hospital.
I don't.
Because I think I was so done. And one day, I turned up and I was just an absolute mess, upset, and I went into the guy who was managing, and I said, I can't go on the till today, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I need you to... I said, I can't go on that till all day. I physically can't do it. And mentally, I can't do it. I said, I'm really, really struggling. And he said, well, I don't know what you want me to do. You need to go on because to cover someone's break, and you're going to have to be on it for the rest of the day.
Wow.
So I don't really know what you want me to do. So I said, right, he said, if you're telling me that you can't do it, then either go home. So I went home. I rang Mum. I wasn't even there for an hour. I think I was there half an hour. Mum was probably 10 minutes down the road, and I just said, I'm coming home. I can't do it. I can't do it.
So, and then...
anyway.
Were you still working there when you got...
No, yeah, and then obviously left.
Yeah.
That wasn't all that was said. It was all kind of like, it's all kind of a blur really, because when I've had a bad experience somewhere, I'm one of them who I can't go back into the place where I've had a bad experience.
Yeah.
Whether it's the company, so I've never been back in Lidl since. But even though it was a few years ago,
yeah,
I won't shop there. I know Mum's shopped there a few times and things like that. Fair enough, that's up to her. You know, I love the bakery. I really love the bakery. It was probably... I hated working on the bakery, but I love the food at the bakery, because who doesn't love Lidl Bakery? Do you know what I mean? It's elite.
But it's like...
But it was just the way I was treated, and even sometimes like talking about it, I couldn't really talk about it because it was so much trauma, and all the experiences that I went through there, all the bad experiences as well, they're just a few that I've mentioned. There's so much more, but I've kind of just shoved them to the back of my head.
Yeah.
And just forgot about it really.
Yeah.
Because it's the best thing to do. You know, I'm out of there now. I started working at New Look. Got a job at New Look and thought it was the best job in the whole wide world, didn't I? I was like, I've got a job at New Look, I've made, my life is made.
When Rebecca started at New Look and she said, oh, I'm leaving, and I feel like you said, oh, I'm leaving, I'm going to be leaving Lidl, I've got a job interview for New Look in Leigh.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh yeah, let's hope you get it.
No,
like,
it was Trafford.
Oh, it was Trafford one.
Yeah,
it was Trafford. And I was like, oh, yeah, like, I hope you get it, sort of thing. And then you got the job, and I was like, I remember I went into the back room in work. I remember swearing like Jai wasn't I down the phone.
Yeah.
And but yeah, and I just thought, yeah, I mean, missed opportunity there, Lidl.
Oh yeah, well actually, so going back to Lidl, I need to just add this in. They didn't have security. They had this one guy who was security for a month, but we would have to chase. They'll probably come at me and be like, oh, well, we do have security, we do have health and safety. No, they don't. They don't. I can hand on my heart say they don't. If there was anyone stealing, we would have to kind of approach them. If they took something out the shop, we would have to go out out after them. There was this one story, is something I always remember, is I was on the tills, shock, again, and I was on a night shift. There was me, the manager, and one other person in the shop, because there was only 3 of us at night, standard. And I heard her shouting, and I thought, that's like not a usual shout. Like, she does shout a lot anyway, but that wasn't a usual shout. And I thought, she's in danger. Like, I don't know, something just clicked, and I thought, leaving the till, I just thought, fuck it, I'm getting off the till. She's in danger, and I'm going to help. So I shouted a name, and I said, do you need backup? And she said, anyway, when I got off the till, he was like squaring up to her like this, and like mouthing off to her. Anyway, I shouldn't have done this really, but he went to kind of swing for her a little bit, and I grabbed him and just pushed him off, and I said, don't you dare touch her. Bless the guy who was with us, he had a cardboard box, because he was like, if this guy's got a knife and he's going to start stabbing us, like some sort of shield and protection. So he was like this with this cardboard box around us. Anyway, I don't know how we managed to get this guy out the shop, but we managed to just get him out the shop. And it was one way as well. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
So somehow we managed to get him out the shop. He was trying to steal, and he was talking to himself.
I never went to that little where you worked at. Never went in.
You're not missing out, love.
No, never went in.
Goulburn Bridge Street, Little, is the one I worked at, by the way. And I don't rate it very high. We managed to get him out the shop. She called the police. The police didn't answer, or said something like, well, there isn't anything we can do. So I thought, well, that's great, because it's a good job he could have been armed, we don't know. But imagine he'd gone round stabbing us all. We were all dead. What a story that would have been on the news. Could you imagine?
Wow.
3 staff members dead at Liddell Bridge Street in Goulburn. Madness. But we were lucky that day, and we're lucky that he actually didn't come back. But how we managed to, I still will never know how we managed to get out of that shop. But anyway, I digress. We were talking about New Look. So I got a job at New Look in the Trafford Centre, and I was there for a year before I went to Lee. And I used to get the bus from Lee. There was one an hour, and yeah, I used to just go there. Made lots of friends. Some that I am still in. Am I still in contact with any of them actually? No, I'm not.
Not even Gabby?
Oh yeah, I am still in touch with Gabby a little bit. No, I am still in touch with some of them actually. And yeah, it wasn't the best experience. The manager was a bit of a stress head, but she wasn't, wasn't the best, but wasn't the worst manager I'd ever had. It was just one of them really. That store, I didn't mind that store. I actually quite enjoyed working there, because I got along with everybody. After a year of working there, as I said, I moved to my local store, and I was there for 2 years, and after about a year and a half is when things just went upside down, didn't it? I was working in a building where I've got videos and pictures to prove it, by the way. If I can insert it, I will. Or if not, you're going to just have to take my word for it, basically. Believe me if you want to believe me, and if you don't, you don't. But this is the truth. It was mouldy.
Yeah.
It stank. We didn't have a staff room because of the mould. In the end, we were having to eat on a corridor. Now, when there was people that were coming for meetings, you were kind of like having to sit on the stairs. The toilet got flooded the whole time. It was all uneven, so anyone could just trip and fall down the stairs. There was this room that you weren't allowed to go into, but it was where they storage stuff because they had to store storage rails and things like that. The ceiling, there was a hole in the ceiling. Yeah, there was a lot that happened there, to be honest. And then the last 6 months, the manager, who was my manager, up until the April, she got thrown under the bus massively. They set her up to fail, and she was actually really lovely. I'm still in touch with her, and it was a real shame, because one of the days the area manager came and the fire door wasn't open. Bearing in mind, you couldn't even class it as a fire exit door because you had to open a chain and a padlock to get out of the gate, and you couldn't leave it unlocked because the area of where it was, there was loads of like homeless people and drug dealers, and so we tried to keep it locked for our own safety. But yeah, because when she came it was unlocked, they basically got rid of her. And I remember that the day they got rid of her, it was just really tight. There was just a lot, really, like a lot of things that weren't in her control, and some things she would ask for help over, like there was like issue with the carpet and the mold and things like that, and then they'd get us like a temporary humidifier that didn't do anything, and she got blamed for a lot of things that wasn't even her fault, despite asking the area manager, who was called Ria at the time, for help. Bearing in mind, this Ria came twice, and yeah, got rid of her, and it was just tight. It was just really unfair, and we were sorry to have lost her, but in hindsight it was the best thing that happened to her. And then we got the manager for Manchester Arndale called Leanne, and I hate her, basically. I hate her because she was just nasty. There was she'd slate us all for not working hard and things like that, and try and things that we couldn't do as just two staff members. Like when you're working in a shop, it's hard to do a mannequin as well as keep the shop floor tidy and stuff like that with two people when you're trying to serve people. Like, it is impossible, and yes, it's a small shop, but it is difficult. If you've ever been there, then you can relate. And now this is when I say I hate her, this was the pinnacle moment for me. We'd gone out for our cousin's 21st in Manchester on that weekend, and then on the Monday morning she came in and lied and said that everyone I'd worked with had said that I wasn't willing to help. I wasn't willing to cover. Do you remember? Yeah. I wasn't willing to cover, and that they'd all basically slagged me off behind my back. And I believed it, because you would believe it, wouldn't you? Would. Got upset, walked out because I was upset, and came back in. Luckily she'd gone by the time I'd come back in, and I questioned it, and I don't even know why I questioned it. Because you went via your gut. Yeah. And rightly so. Yeah, and I just said, by the way... she wasn't being confrontational. No, well, I was, but I was just questioning. I wanted to know the truth. Of course. And I just said, I'm just letting you know, Leanne has said this. I want to know the truth. And it was like, this is a lie. She said it's a complete lie. She said, why would we ever say that you don't want to help, because she was like, you're not even up to offering to cover when we need staff covering. I was like, yes I do, yes I do. If I can swap a shift with somebody, I will swap a shift with somebody. Like, I am the first person who will say that I will cover for
This
somebody.
is Leanne, by the
But
way.
it was just, yeah, Leanne, not Denise.
Yeah.
But it was just how manipulative she was with it all. And, and also, going back to earlier on when I mentioned about my grandpa passing away, my gramps, she messaged me on his funeral. Bearing in mind, she knew it was his funeral because I asked to have it off. And I think I'd seen her a few days before. She messaged me and said, please, will you cover for me today?
No.
Well, good job. I mean, I had my phone switched off, so I didn't see it till later on in the day. I was like, why is this weirdo messaging me on my gramps' funeral? Like,
yeah,
am I heck gonna cover a shift? Anyway, and it was all like this issue with like cashing up. Like, me, I just struggled with cashing up. Couldn't cash up because I'm not good with money. Had issues with the scan machine. I think they all probably thought it was my fault, to be honest, but I just generally couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, really dislike the person. There's other people that I work there who are similar age to me. You know, Evie and Ash and Ellie to a degree. I really liked Ellie as well. But yeah, she was just nasty, and the best thing for that place was for it to shut because it was in such a bad way. It wasn't. They always talked about health and safety, but that place broke every health and safety rule in the book. It honestly did, and so yeah. That was my time at New Look, and then I got made redundant, and then I'm in my current job where I am now. And you know, like all jobs, you have good and bad days, and you know, not every day is the same.
No.
But I'm enjoying it. I work with a lovely team of people, and all the experiences that you have in life make you who you are.
Absolutely.
They do. Even the bad experiences, and you can't see that at the time. You just think, oh my God, I'm going to be stuck in this situation forever. There's no way out. There's no light at the end of the tunnel, and that's not the case.
No.
There always is. And I know what you're thinking, like, you know, well, apparently I know what you're all thinking, clearly, because I'm a mind reader. You know, did you not know? I'll put it on my CV, love. But it's just the truth. Like, not working in retail isn't all what it seems.
No.
Like, it might seem like it is the best job in the world, and yes, pardon me, you have some good moments, but a lot of the time it's very, very difficult.
Yeah.
The pressure to hit targets and do this and do that, and a lot of the time the targets are very unrealistic and unnecessary.
Like,
You are never,
targets.
a lot of the time you're not even going to hit that target
No.
because you can't for whatever reason, and it's not your fault. It's just, it is what it is.
But a reminder will be your podcast sisters, like sisters to you, like Agony Aunt. But
Yes.
no job is worth your mental health.
No, it's not. And remember, you are, and especially in retail, you are just a number and you are replaceable. So never work somewhere that is affecting your mental health. Get out.
Yeah.
It's the best thing that will happen to you.
Absolutely.
Is to leave the job. You won't see it at the time, but it is the best thing that happened to you. So never suffer.
No.
But yeah, sorry for us moaning, because this is all we've done is moan. But we're just sharing our honest experiences with you all.
We've not moaned.
We're just sharing and caring our trauma. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I can't even say hope you enjoyed the episode, but
no, but people
found
have. You know, we've told people a little bit of, you know,
we're just sharing our truth, and that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Thank you for watching.
take care.
Bye.
Bye.